Hey, what's up? I wanted to read and kind of delve into this message a little bit. This is Medium Al Fike, um, taken on March 15th, 2020, in Houston, Texas. Um, I was actually going to go to this meeting. I couldn't make it, and the coronavirus issues popped up, but yeah, these are messages taken from spirits that are in the celestial kingdom, and they started back in 1914. A guy named James Paget, he was discovered he was a medium. He was a prominent lawyer in Washington, D.C., I believe. And he started getting messages from his wife, and, she was deceased, and some other people. And then he started getting messages from Jesus, and he didn't believe it at first. And then they started coming in, and he started getting messages from other celestial spirits that were claiming to be Jesus's apostles and whatnot. But the main message in the messages is the divine love and how to receive it. I first ran across the Paget messages in about 20 years ago, and basically the main message is the divine love and how to receive it. And I was just searching on the internet, and I saw a message, and I read it, and the words, it just rang true to me. And I tried the experiment, which is, God's love, the divine love, is the actual essence and substance of God, and it's eternal, and which is different from the natural love that we're all born with. And I tried doing that, and it's simply just asking for it, but you got to ask from your soul. It's soul yearning, soul desire. You can, of course, ask for it with thoughts, but it's that deep, earnest, true yearning, and you'll get a response. You'll feel it spiritually and in your soul, but also you'll feel it physically. Like for me, it took 2 or 3 weeks of asking for it, and then I started feeling it come in my stomach, in my belly button, really, and it kind of sparked up through, and through my belly, and then sparked up. And soon after asking for it, I would get that response pretty much right away. Sometimes it took a little bit, but enough for me to, realize it was there. And then, so anyway, this is, and after those Paget messages, it was called A Gospel Revealed Anew by Jesus Christ, and he was claiming this was his second coming. And because he taught the divine love and how to receive it when he was alive on earth, but that message kind of got overlooked. And so this is a recent message. It's called Changing Earth Conditions. Spirit is Kia Adakim. Beloved souls, I am Kia Adakim, and I reside in Egypt many hundreds of years ago, and now reside within the celestial kingdom, a redeemed soul and angel of God. The world is in great change and shifts beyond your understanding. Massive shifts within the world that will bring change to each of you here and all of humanity. Nothing can stop this, beloved souls, and nothing will stop this. So that part right there, I just think's interesting, because I follow QAnon sometimes, and QAnon will say that nothing can stop what is coming. Nothing. And I don't know if there's a connection there, but it was interesting. As you ride upon the changing earth, so you must learn to keep your balance and to be in harmony with God. For it is those who are in harmony with God, in harmony with their own souls, and able to reconcile their minds with their soul and their souls with God, who will carry the answers and the key to the next awakening of the human race. This is all being orchestrated, my beloved friends. God has a plan for the salvation of humanity, and I will assure you, my brother, that there will be upliftment and progress upward rather than dissension and chaos. For it is in the present trajectory of humanity's intentions that this will come about, that much pain and suffering will be realized through the intentions of men. But what is happening now is the result of God's intervention, and in this way many spiritual blessings and awakenings and manifestations will come with these changes. We are calling, and to back up a little bit here, when I was relating this part to QAnon, this is obviously saying something different than that is saying, which I found interesting. This is kind of a different outlook on things. We're calling many to come together, to pray together, to come and gaze upon one another in recognition that each carries a purpose, a gift, a potential, in order to awaken humanity to a deeper truth and greater understanding of what life is meant to be. Many whom we gather together are often unaware of these potentials and deep purpose within the soul. They feel drawn as do you, beloved souls. They desire to be something beyond the mediocre that is the way of life in your world, and to understand more clearly the deeper truths of life and who and what God is. This question burns within each soul, for within that soul is the answer. If directed towards God, and in this redirection of thought and intention, there is an answer as God responds. Then what is meant to be within each soul is ignited, provided that soul turns to God in all earnestness and desire to receive the blessing of his essence. That great creative and transformative force that is the essence of his soul given to the soul of the mortal or the spirit. God is seeding many souls with truth and a desire to serve and be uplifted in light. This is part of his plan for the unfolding of higher truth and deeper purpose, of soulful recognition of the true nature of humanity. It is evident that if God left this awakening to mankind, it would destroy itself before the possibilities of this recognition. God's intervention is required, a redirection, if you will, of the flow and actions of humanity away from the delusions and the distractions of materialism to a place of truth and simplicity and harmony. Many in your country and what you call the Western world are content with the way of life that is essentially built upon sand and not the rock of truth. Because of this unsound foundation of belief and way of living, much of what you enjoy and much of this illusion will fall away, challenging each of you to find a different way, a way that is in greater harmony with God's truth and love, of what is truly meant to be in this world, which is a harmonious interaction between humanity and the creations of this world. the diversity and beauty of this world. This great gift to humanity must be acknowledged. The earth itself is a deep blessing that nurtures you all. Because of the potentials of humanity, you have learned to manipulate the earth to your own benefit. Some have fared very well in your world and have come to a place of comfort and pleasure and abundance, while some have suffered greatly and in great deprivation. This is not God's plan, nor will for humanity. For God's plan ensures that all will be provided for, that needs will be met, that what is required for a soul born upon this planet be available to each in equal measure and beautiful harmony. Humanity has come to a level of consciousness that they may intellectually understand this, but unfortunately their souls lag far behind. The understanding of the soul is very weak and feeble in most souls. In order for balance to be struck in the nature of man, God is providing those blessed souls who have great potential and gifts to be aware of this truth of the soul and to awaken, to be nurtured and uplifted to the point where this wakefulness may be present and may be expressed in many different ways through those individuals who within their souls have chosen this work and this role in the world. Many of these souls that God has seated are beginning to wake up and are beginning to feel a deep yearning for things spiritual and for God. In this way, God is orchestrating that many of you may meet and acknowledge one another, that those who are a little further ahead than others may come and help this birthing of new perception, of new truth and new potentials. Each of you will be called upon to do your part, though some of you feel unqualified in this regard. I say to you that the potentials of your souls go far beyond your mind's capacity to understand, and within the soul you must put your focus and trust that it will awaken, but must awaken through your yearnings to the Creator of all, who will provide for each of you the spark that will bring this awakening and open the great potential of the soul. So that's what I was talking about in the beginning, the divine love and how to receive it. And he talks of that here, and how basically receiving that and continuing to ask or pray for it is how you progress with it. You ask, how may I teach others? How may I reach out to others where they will not reject me but listen? I say to you, my friends, as conditions in your world intensify and changes and shifts continue to manifest and the world is turned upside down in tumultuous conditions of change and disruption, many souls will be asking. Many souls will ask with such intensity and fear, why is this happening? What is happening? And how may I survive these dreadful conditions of change? That part, whether that's going to happen or not, I don't know. Hopefully it doesn't, but the way things are going, who knows? I can assure you, beloved souls, that when these conditions are upon you, which now you feel just a mild outbreak, of physical, potentially harming conditions, many will seek you out. That right there, now this was taken on March 15th, 2020. I think they're talking about the coronavirus there, which now you feel just a mild outbreak of physical, potentially harming conditions. Many will seek you out, provided you are grounded with God. So it sounds like, what's going on right now with the coronavirus is mild compared to what's coming. um, which is scary. But okay, the next part here: provided you are with such faith and trust in what is God's plan, you will be given all that you require from the wisdom, that needed energy, desire, and provisions, so that you may go out into the world and help your fellow man in all of this chaos and danger. You will be protected, and you will come to know the potentials of your soul. So, and in other messages I've read that, this divine love, and it's really just following the laws of creation and love, and putting that above money and power, and including love in every decision, and that the people that are willing to do that are going to make it through this, but a lot may not. You'll be protected, and you will come to know the potentials of your soul. You will feel God's hand upon you as real and powerful, and you will be guided by your own soul, not so much by the mind, but a harmonization of both, so that you will come to know the actions that are needed. You will be guided with each step, each day. You will see clearly the road you must travel, where you must go, how you must get there, and who you will meet, and what will be the outcomes. These things will come clear to you, beloved souls, and in this way there will be no confusion or ambivalence or fear, but a true sense of purpose and a truly awakened understanding of what it is to be an instrument of God, a channel of love, a purveyor of truth. Though I cannot assure you that there will be no challenges for yourself in this changing world, but they will be far less than many who are lost and have no anticipation of what is and what will come. So this part up here is saying you will be guided, and you will know what to do and where to go, and truly know what it means to be an instrument of God and a channel of love, a purveyor of truth. I don't know if something more is going to be added. I know personally I'm not getting any of that guidance, but we beseech you, beloved brothers and sisters, to firmly ground yourself in prayer and increasing faith in your relationship with God. There is no other way to approach what is coming. You cannot anticipate everything with your mind. You are not capable of navigating these conditions solely with the strength of your body. You will not be able to hide. You will not be able to willfully navigate the world to bring safety to yourself and to your beloved ones. Too many elements will be in play in your world, and in this regard, using your mind will be futile. When your mind is attuned to God's will, which requires the opening of your soul, then the solutions will be evident, and the guidance will come clear, and the journey will be lit with God's will and touch upon you. I say to you, my brothers and sisters, you cannot save humanity, for what is coming is the result of consequence and choices. Unfortunately, many of these choices have been the result of blind actions, often innocent actions of those who are asleep in your world. I say to you, many, many souls in your world are not awake, but continue to slumber in the contentment of their material well-being and lack of spiritual desire. As such, there will be great upheavals as the world, which you call Gaia, responds to the apathy of humanity, which has built in numbers to such a degree that it is a great force upon your world. A force not for good, beloveds, but a burden. Actions that are destructive, that are self-serving, that are unwise and unloving. The world, in response, will always bring balance and harmony back. That all life in this world, which continues to suffer as many creatures leave this world, must come back and be a part of this beautiful tapestry of life. We have warned you many times about what is coming. We have done so in these circles of light. We have done so through various channels and mediums who we communicate with and through. We have given ample warning. Even your scientists are alarmed at how quickly things are changing in your world. Right there, I know the Schumann resonance is the vibration of the earth, and it's been, I think it's 7.83 hertz for a long time, and recently, especially in the last 5 years, that's been kind of jumping all around, going up as high as 80 hertz and back down like to 25 hertz for a while, then going up and just going all over the place. In their foresight, they have seen how the rhythms of the world change gently and take time to manifest. And yet, in the conditions of today, this is not the case. That's what I was talking about with the Schumann resonance. There are disruptions and eruptions that are taking place with great intensity, and this will continue as your Mother Earth awakens to the dangers imposed by you. You have done so through your free will. You have done so because you do not know what else you might do. You have not done this out of malice or a desire to be destructive. It is difficult for you to see the picture that is present in the actions of humanity all around your world. We who come from far off, who see you from that distant place, see clearly how there are such great waves of disharmony, energies of destruction, desires and intention of humanity that are inharmonious and do not agree with the laws of God and the laws of life and the laws of love. Many continue blindly down these roads of darkness, destruction, and inharmony, and as I say, many do so innocently asleep, trusting in the powers of men to assure their safety and their well-being in the world. Unfortunately, this trust is very misplaced. The powers that be in this world do not consider the well-being of their brothers and sisters, but only of themselves. Those who are presently in power, who presently control the life in this world, will lose that power and lose that control. So they're also referring back to QAnon, and I think anybody that follows that knows what I'm talking about. If not, go check it out. There's posts. QAnon.pub or QMAP.pub, I think it is, and the X22 report and AWK News have a lot of information on that. And, you know, this message here, those who are presently in power, who presently control the life in the world, will lose that power and lose that control. So even if it's for good, and, you know, the earth is apparently being and I think we all know it, it's on the brink of destruction from what we have done to it. And, you know, it's probably something we can't fix. But to go on, the structures of your world are crumbling. You see this now as plans made and ideas of future plans seem unlikely and impractical as the world changes. You must live day by day in faith and trust in God, the true power of all things. In this way, you will find your way through and be used in surprising ways. Not all will be lost. There will be communication amongst you. There will be ways and means to support one another that will be simple in nature and expression, but more in harmony with God's creation. Unfortunately, after all is said and done, there will be fewer of you upon this world, and many will enter into the world of spirit, so that there may be a recalibration of the way in which you may live. In that time, there will be great assistance given from many different avenues and possibilities. Forces of good and truth and love will come and teach humanity the new ways within this new area of peace and harmony. These changes are a great gift. I urge you, when you are in the midst of difficult times, to remember this, as this is happening for a reason and has a purpose and outcome to uplift humanity and bring the world back from the brink of destruction to a place of harmony. These are tough lessons, difficult lessons, but necessary so that all may find their way into greater light and deeper truth. That harmony may be with your world as it is with ours. That harmony may be with your world as it is with ours. May God bless you on that journey. Now I will give you our beloved friend Josephus, who will answer questions as you give them after my talk to you, my serious talk. But I believe it has answered some of your questions in the outpouring of these words and truth. May God bless you. I am Kia Adakim, and I am happy to speak to you today. God bless you all. God is with you. Remember this, my beloved brothers and sisters. God will always be with you, and you will never be alone. Seek the blessings of God. Seek the resources of God, which are his angels and his blessings and his love. Seek these things, my beloved friends, and you will come to know a measure of peace within these times of great tumult. May God bless you. Thank you, and my love is with you. So this message is obviously really intense, and all these earth changes and destruction that's coming, I don't know for sure if that's true or not. I do know that, the message of the divine love in these messages and other ones, and the ones through James Padgett. I urge you to go read the Padgett messages. They're on, you can find them at new/birth.net. And he's got the Padgett messages and some more newly recent messages. And these messages here, you can see the link up above. But yeah, the way the things are going, who knows? And as far as, being able to be in tune with God to the point of knowing where to go in all that direction and getting through this, I don't know. I guess that would be something that would have to be prayed for, but I know I have the divine love in me, and I have progressed in it, but, I'm by no means really progressed. But I don't know, I kind of hope that if or when these things come, that something within the divine love community, something will be added to where we have that guidance. And I certainly don't feel qualified to teach or do anything, but things are getting kind of crazy, and I feel it's part of my mission to do that. And hopefully, as I jump into it, things will progress and get better, and I'll be able to navigate my way. But I'll be back to speak about things and read other messages. Till then, take it easy. Have a good one.